Good morning and welcome to Breakfast Central. Lady Lugard reporting live for duty. It's super exciting.
Lady Lugard.
I'm not Lady Lugard today.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've come to the modern age.
Okay.
And by the way, you look
welcome to
beautiful.
2025.
You look beautiful.
Wow.
Yes, welcome to 2020.
Wow.
Happy New Year, our sister.
I judge all of you that judged me and my wig
It's good to
yesterday.
see.
I judge all of you.
This is Olive now.
Starting from you. No,
Is this
starting
not
from
Olive?
you
I
to
don't-
you.
who was
Because you
that
called me Lady
yesterday?
Lugard and
Weekend
Mary
blues.
Lesso.
Who was that yesterday?
Yesterday
Nkechi?
was so that's the thing. You need to be open to change.
Yeah.
The APC mantra is change.
Open to change. Why didn't you
Nigeria
continue
is
on
an
that,
APC
on
lane.
that, on that
Why you
track?
cannot on that mandate? Stand on the
Stand
mandate.
on the
now.
mandate now. You've gone to change your hair. Anyway, Merry Christmas to you. You're just showing, you're showing off. You know, new day, new hairstyle.
Tomorrow I'll come with another one. Tomorrow will be my Christmas hair. But you're welcome to Breakfast Central. Thank you for starting the day with us. We hope you've had a very good Monday and you're very excited about what's in store for you today. A lot has happened. Finally, we have gotten an answer from the federal government regarding the alleged discrepancies between the tax laws, the gazetted copy, and the one we're preparing for and the one that was presented by the House. But we'll look into the details shortly. My name is Olive MOD, and you know that your comments always is important to us, so please go ahead. YouTube is the place to drop the comments. Drop a chat in the chat box, and at intervals during the show I'll be taking your comments. Please stay with us.
And I'm Gbenga, bro. Welcome to Breakfast Central. Today has to be the what day of Christmas, and what was sent?
On the so today is the 13th day of Christmas.
It's fine.
This Christmas, Christmas itself.
Generational gap. It's showing. Anyway, I want to welcome you all to Breakfast Central, and I must admire my co-anchors. It's been a roller coaster year. You guys have been amazing. You've made this job. You know, I met you guys here. You made me feel welcome, like family, and because of that, I have a Christmas gift for both of you.
Which is?
Because you are wise. When I say men, I mean humanity. I'm not trying to call you a man. You identify, you're a woman. So we're three wise men, humanity. Do you prefer gold, frankincense, or myrrh? He's older, he should take the gold. You are still coming up. I will find myrrh for you. Where can I buy myrrh?
Gbenga.
Oh my God, why are you guys laughing? I'm serious.
Let's focus.
Gbenga, be serious.
Welcome to Breakfast Central. As usual,
Can you manage frankincense?
Frankincense is nice.
I think we should.
Francisca, you can collect frankincense from Francisca.
I think we should have like we should create a space somewhere around the studio where when we wake up in the morning, we start the show by possibly running around, jogging. Because before you run, jog, when you sit back to start the show, the stories you will hear will not shock you again.
I don't know.
And honestly, you guys have an infectious energy. I came into work this morning
you were feeling
very weak.
Yes,
I had food poisoning yesterday night, and the moment I just saw both of you, like my energy.
We light up your life.
Thank
you so much for the compliment.
Yeah.
And that's what
honestly, the energy is really great. Also, yesterday I came in this morning feeling a tad tired because yesterday was a lot of what Nigerians will refer to as oblate. So I oblayed a lot yesterday.
And also the fact that they dragged your hair yesterday. So
they dragged me, no be small. But I want to wish Ifedayo Agoro and Frank Etom a very happy married life. Of course, they have a new son named now. A number of us follow them on social media. I love them, love their content and what they stand for. I know them personally. And it was such a joy to celebrate in their love yesterday. It's always a good time to celebrate love, especially during the festive season, which is, of course, a time to celebrate love.
How did you navigate the traffic situation? Is there a story there?
It is well, because this traffic although now I think it's looking a little better. The only traffic I encountered was the traffic into the hotel where the wedding was happening. But I think it's getting better. People are starting to go to their villages. So there's a little bit of relief pre-Christmas. But let's get into the main stories we're looking at this morning. We start with good news. Is it?
No, it's not.
The federal government has unveiled a new set of automotive reforms, and these are aimed at strengthening environmental protection and boosting revenue, with plans to generate about 150 billion naira annually. How? Through an auto recycling fee. Now, according to officials, the policy is designed to manage end-of-life vehicles, promote sustainable practices, and formalize Nigeria's vehicle recycling ecosystem. However, This announcement comes at a time when Nigerians are still grappling with broader tax reform debates and lingering public concerns over multiple levies, from proposed tax law changes to the introduction of leased tinted glass permits. And while the government insists these measures are necessary for regulation, safety, and economic efficiency, critics argue that the growing list of fees raises questions about affordability and burden on citizens. As reforms continue to roll out across the sectors, the conversation now shifts to balance. Where do we balance it, and how do we drive development and compliance without deepening public fatigue over charges, levies, and regulatory costs? And I think that question is a little too late, because there already is public fatigue over charges, levies, and development costs. It's almost like
they're trying to squeeze water out of stone.
Yeah, every day you wake up, they are twisting the fabric that was washed to bring out more water when there is no water left in it. We were just yesterday arguing about the tinted glass permit, the logic behind using the tinted glass permit to fight crime, and the logic, the even further inexplicable logic behind renewing it every year, and how that helps to prevent crime. What data is available to prove that in doing this they've been able to reduce the crime rate? We have nothing to go by. But we must again remember that, just like CSP,
and pay out of pocket.
Passports, driver's license, which are renewed 4 years and 5 years consecutively, are excuses for us to start renewing our tinted glass permit. And now, recycling
end of life policy.
End of life.
So the reason, behind this end of life fee is, at the point of purchase, you pay a fee to the government, and if your car, they don't even know if you're going to keep your car in the museum or in your house, because people do it, or you're going to decorate it. People don't even know the end of their life if they're going to sell it. It's end of the life of the car. And then the government wants to take money at the point of purchase to destroy it at the end of his life, so you won't leave it on your street just lying.
When iron condemned, it's still alive.
Exactly. There's always a market for it.
Yes.
The question is, if you go around Lagos now, if you go around Abuja, if you go across Nasarawa, if you go across Delta, you have scrapped vehicles parked on the roads. They are still there. Okay. Why don't you start, first of all, clearing each state of these vehicles? Take them away. The materials could also still be used for something else. You could use it to process something good. But then again, my point in all these stories is, let me just quickly also mention that this is done by the National Automotive Design and Development Council. That's what they're called. The Director General, Joseph Osanipi, that's his picture that we have put there. He said the initiative will be driven by a comprehensive, it's comprehensive, you cannot change it, end-of-life vehicle program. Now, this is the statement. He said it has already been approved, signed for implementation.
So let's count how many.
However,
okay, go ahead.
You, the car buyer, will not be the one paying for it.
Who's paying for it?
When you go to purchase the car, the dealer is the one who pays for it.
And then where do they transfer the cost?
You already know what's going to happen.
Of course, the buyer is going to buy it. Is 12 a dozen tomato.
So it's looking like it's a tax. Nigeria is now a taxed system. That's what we're operating.
It's more than tax. It's extraction.
Yeah,
milking. They want to kill the golden goose.
And if you look at it, you might want to say you want to go by the way of the United States or the UK, where they are highly taxed. But we keep saying, if you're taxing people, look at what they are also getting in terms of, and then there's transparency. It's listed there. You can go to the UK, check what's at their website. You would find details of in short, everything you're taxed for. As you pay, you see what your tax is doing. But this is a new one. And my question is, was there a consultation with the automotive industry people, and were we earlier informed?
Were we carried along?
So beyond us being earlier informed, I would say, what research was carried out to show that end-of-life vehicles have been such a huge problem in our country in terms of being able to sell the parts? We're very, very highly entrepreneurial people, such that they will beg you that you should be careful where you park your car, because a spare part in your car can be needed by another
Even
car.
Iron Condemn, they advertise. They
Iron
want
Condemn,
to buy.
they buy your things.
Side mirror.
If a car has an issue now and you don't pay attention to it, they will help you sell it. getting the parts to be sold is not a problem. So
we don't have that problem
How
in
much
Nigeria,
of it exactly? So how much research was
look at the
carried
number
out?
of cars you have in
How
Lagos
much research was carried out to prove that this is a problem? That's my first question.
End of life.
My second question would be, we're sort of upholding recycling, which I think is fantastic. Keeping up with global best practices around the world, recycling is such a big deal. And in recycling, we don't start from the top, we start from the bottom. So it's the little things. How successful have we been with recycling our wastes? How many people know that when they want to throw away their plastic bottles, there's a place to keep your plastic bottles, you sort out your waste, just like we do in the UK.
Yeah.
You throw your regular trash, you keep your recyclable trash in a bag, because this will be taken, and recycled. How effective has recycling been in Nigeria? How many people are even aware that there's a possibility of recycling? We talk about the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. I did some work, with an organization some years back towards pushing for the eradication of single-use plastic, and still date. I understand why it is important. I also understand that there are some measures that needed to have been put in place. You can't go to Mushin and tell somebody that the only access to clean water that they have is sachet water, that they shouldn't drink it because it's single-use plastic. So we have a problem we need to fix, first of all. There's a poverty problem. There's an inadequacy that abounds. Also, when we fix the recycling of the basic waste, then we can go to the cars. And speaking of the cars, there's a market that we're cutting out. There are people, that sell scrap. Iron Condemn does it for a business. And the final thing would be, how does this come across to Nigeria?
By the way, for those that don't understand
what Iron Condemn,
there are scavengers that go around looking for.
But we call them Iron Condemn because when they're running around the streets,
has not tapped into.
They're literally asking, Iron Condemn, do you have any iron you're not using? They buy it off you because they can repurpose it. And I think the final thing would be, do we have government and leaders that are sensitive to the times that we're in? When somebody is on the ground, it's not the time to kick them down. Right now, we're complaining about being highly taxed. It feels like every nook and cranny, you're paying for something, and that the government is taking opportunities.
Let's run through it. You have the 5% tax that's coming on fuel. That's been a subject of debate. You have the electricity. By the way, I keep saying there's no Band A and Band B again. No, I don't know what people are. If it, there are many areas and no light. Everybody's quiet now. There's no Band A, Band B, Band C. People are now. What we have is band. No light has been banned in many areas. No light. So I don't know what the Minister of Power is also talking about now. You have taxes on let me say electricity. You have fuel price increase. There was a floating of Naira, which also in a reverse way also affected people. You're now taxing, you're not looking at cars. People can no longer buy cars.
And this is coming at the back of the removal of subsidy.
And floating of the Naira.
People's purchasing power has reduced. And then most all policies come with citizens having to pay some money or not. Look at the police left core policing duties to face
tinted permit and say pay us money.
I know what's
annoying. To pay yearly.
Nigerians really need it.
I know what's
when
annoying.
You do your driver's license.
What's annoying is that if we push enough, they will take this back, whether or not it's a done deal. With enough voices, this will be undone. And that seems to be the modus operandi for this administration. Where they do things, they make decisions, they announce policies. We don't have information about how much research has been gone into that policy that they're announcing and how it betters the life of the average Nigerian. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing for any government, any organization, is to look at how to improve the quality of life. Does this improve the quality of life of the average Nigerian? So you renew your driver's license, you pay for vehicle insurance, you pay for certificate of ownership, the roadworthiness to prove that your car is worthy. If they want to start these end-of-life vehicles, there are some cars that do not deserve to be on our road. In fact, there are some cars that don't even have end of life. They are running end of life and they are moving. They should start with those ones.
Those downfalls. Sometimes you have to go and move the tire to turn right.
Gbenga, so my question is, why don't they focus first on taking away all these vehicles, clearing the ones that are parked on the road? I bet you that if you drive between here and down to the airport, you see one scrap parked somewhere. Why don't you initiate a move to clear these things, find a way to recycle these materials that come from these cars and use them for something else? But the first point of call is, you know what? Those who are purchasing new cars. In 2013, A Toyota Corolla, the one they use for the e-hailing cabs, was going for 1.2 million, 1.4 million.
No, it's
this
8
was
point something.
2013. This is 2025. A young man who is working and earning salary of 200,000 naira can never in his life, God forgive me if I say that and it sounds, rhetoric or bad to you, even if he saves, he cannot buy that car in a year because that car now goes
Even
for
500,
8.5 to 9
My brother,
million
it's not
naira.
swear.
It's not
Even
it's
those
the
of us that have
reality.
been
It's the
working,
reality.
those of us that have been working for years, you want to buy a car,
And now you're
you are
telling
doing
the same guy
over-calculation.
that if he's going to buy, he would have to pay for end of life for that car. And then guess
cost.
what? He's also going to pay roadworthiness.
Exactly what I
Also
just
all
said.
low.
All sorts of licenses.
If the car comes tinted, the police will tell him how far, pay for tinted permit. He's still also going to pay for license, of which you have increased the driver's license again. The price has gone up. Come on.
Price of passports.
Everything
You forgot has
happening
gone up to
in a space of 3 years.
2
How
years.
much is minimum wage? 70,000 naira.
So let's actually now head to X and let's see what Nigerians are saying about this on X.
Introducing a compulsory vehicle recycling fee in a country without reliable public transport, stable incomes, or a functioning recycling system is tone deaf and exploitative. The idea of vehicle recycling may be sensible, but without transparency, proper infrastructure, and clear benefits, it risks becoming just another burden on already stretched Nigerians. Eddie, you have my 5 stars. Well done. Well put
we
together.
forgot the airport security tax too.
That's coming too. Let's see what he says. But Seven says, by the time the federal government is done with every one of us, we will start paying for the air we breathe. Because apparently, since it's Nigerian air, you will pay tax for using it. And it's starting to look that way. Chiboy says, what is wrong in paying tax? You guys just want everything to be free. Well, Chiboy, it's fine. I'm
Chiboy
sure
is a rich kid.
Yeah, he's a rich kid. You're doing great. Jay Ademola says, vehicle owners already pay for registration, number plates, driver's license, roadworthiness, insurance, vehicle license, emissions test, and multiple state levies. Now, federal government wants to add a vehicle recycling fee in 2026 when charges are already overwhelming. Why add another burden on citizens? Why? That's the question everyone is asking this morning. Why? Other serious countries are giving their citizens refunds for carbon emissions. Can the government just focus on the citizens' welfare for once?
Yeah, it
sincerely?
means, I mean, do they even understand what it means to be a government?
If recycling is
Who's
truly...
talking about citizens' welfare and things like that? It's just...
That says if recycling is truly a public good, it should be funded transparently from existing levies and not squeezed out of citizens who already pay repeatedly for the same road and vehicle management that rarely improves. And look at the poor state of the roads.
You are paying roadworthiness.
Look at the insecurity
Are
on the
the
roads.
roads worthy of our cars?
I keep saying that.
I still changed the tire.
I keep saying that,
2 days
Gbenga.
ago.
Are they
because I
worthy?
ran into...
Are they
You
worthy?
are paying
They're
for the
not.
roads that are not worthy for you
And
to
then-
How
drive.
many times I've changed tires this year because of bad roads?
And I'm about to change my own tire. My
Guys,
heart
you know
is
what? You know what burdens me? These officials of ours go to Dubai. They go to America. They flex, they chill when they're in their car. The road is smooth and they're looking at the skyscrapers. They're looking at the sunset and they're playing their good music and they're eating beautiful
I'm
meals.
thinking about it. I don't
And they're
think I
enjoying it
saw-
and they're laughing. They
What
breathe good air. They walk into the halls of a cafeteria or something and it smells nice and people tell them, welcome, sir.
And those guys didn't achieve that by squeezing the
They
hell out
did
of their
not.
citizens. Their citizens actually are
Are
one of the most
tax-free.
pampered
They are tax
in
free.
the world.
In fact, when I went to Qatar,
They are tax-free.
Qatar was the first country I looked at and said, wow, I can actually live here. I've never wanted to live outside Nigeria. But I looked at Qatar and I said, I can actually live here. It's beautiful. There's an intention with which the city was built. You know, it's properly lit up. And they prioritize their citizens. They tell you that they don't collect tax. It's haram to collect tax. So your business is tax-free. So they are living large. And even Nigerians and, you know, other foreign nationals who have settled in there,
down, set up the
there's a peace
businesses
of
there.
mind that you have.
Absolutely.
You're driving to work, you're not thinking about, oh, I need to navigate, so there's the pothole, I don't, you know, the lights were on the traffic lights were all on, and it looked like there were lights on trees, and I thought, oh, well, you people are not a Christian country, do you celebrate Christmas? Why are there lights? And they said, no, this is
It's
how we
there
are
all year
long.
round. Yeah, in Malaysia too.
I could not believe my eyes.
You don't have to wait for Christmas to put
the most we get of this is a hotel roundabout during Christmas.
Olive,
Please,
we'll
let's
stay
not be
here.
angry
Let's
this
move to
morning.
the next story. Our next story, Olive.
But before then, let's quickly take 2 comments regarding this story on YouTube. Mokunye Chukwemeka says, he says Tinubu, the revenue generator and master strategist. I hail thee. Another means to tax us, and some Nigerians will still defend him. Tinubu, let us breathe now. It's exploitation, guys. It's not tax anymore. I traveled over the weekend to the west. Our roads are death traps. What are they using the tax for? He says.
The savings on subsidy removal.
Gbenga, I have one question, and I want to say it here this morning. I've been asking this question since last 2 months. Anybody I meet, I'll ask them in Lagos. And I want to ask both of you. I've never asked both of you. The Lagos roads are completely, be honest with me, they're bad.
They're bad.
Right? The money the area boys are collecting, what are they using it for?
And they're using to pay bills. You know what? Let's move on to our next story, and we'll bring you information about more of these answers to Joe's questions. Remember, we're streaming live on YouTube, News Central Live, and you can drop your comments there. But did you know that the federal government has approved a new policy mandating pre-employment drug testing for all applicants seeking positions in the public service? The directive, announced in a statement by Segun Imohose, Director of Information and Public Relations at the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, is part of a broader effort to tackle the growing challenge of illicit drug use and its impact on national development and security. Under the new guidelines, permanent secretaries, heads of extra-ministerial departments, and parastatals are now required to do drug testing, to make drug testing a very core component of their recruitment processes. We have ministries, departments, agencies that have also been instructed to work closely with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, to ensure that the tests are conducted in line with established standards and procedures. This move signals a firm stance by the government to promote a drug-free public workforce and reinforce institutional integrity.
Fantastic initiative. I hope it extends to politicians too. No, it's everybody. I mean, if you're serving everybody, if you're serving the people,
about that.
You need
to
have.
Board.
It needs to go across board. You need to have a level head, because some policies and some behavior that
doesn't look like it's coming from
that has been exhibited. It's
questionable.
Since 1999 has been highly questionable. So I support this policy as long as it's across board. And then the charge for the test should be on the burden.
That's what I wanted to ask.
On the government.
So who does the tests? Who pays for the tests? Where is the test carried out? Can we guarantee the results of the test such that there won't be any false positives? And then they won't compromise, and that they will say that, they will say, oh, if you want to skip the test, pay a certain sum so that you can get approval of the test. So how will this be monitored?
What drugs will they be testing for? I think they need to go across all spectrum.
No, they'll just
of available drugs.
So what they'll do, they'll check your blood, and of course they'll be from your blood. They'll be able to understand what is inside, what's inside your blood, type of, they know what to do.
All right, let's see what Nigerians are saying about this and on X. Maybe they're expressing much excitement. Federal government to introduce, this is regarding the earlier one.
Yeah, the
of
vehicle compulsory fee,
recycling fee.
And all that, and so on.
No. Okay, all right, so let's just take these tweets regarding...
Okay, we missed these ones, by the way.
Yeah.
Today's administration keeps finding ways to tax or impose new source of payment on the masses. I mean, those were old tweets. But you know what? Anyway, let's just move on. Let's move on that story. By the way, Gbenga, Olive, if you're going into public service, get ready. You'll be tested. They
can't even come and test me now. I'm happy to be tested.
Yeah, ready.
On the spot, on
200% ready. Because I know there's no extra curriculum activity.
Exactly. Performance enhancing.
He who has
skeletons in their cupboards
should run.
Yeah.
Let's move on now to wake up number 3. Our wake up number 3 story has got to do with the Kogi State Governor. He's trending right from the weekend. He did make a statement during a commissioning of a project. By the way, in Nigeria now, if you're commissioning roads, which is a normal thing, you're putting lights, you are covering potholes, you have to commission the party. So people come, they sing, they dance, they cut ribbon in 2025. Whereas somewhere in Dallas yesterday, they just launched something new. Nobody heard of it. and everybody just went there and it's opened. Anyway, let's come back home. In Kogi State, to be precise, the governor, Governor Ododo, while commissioning a project, made a statement that has generated a lot of buzz online. Now, he said that, yes, he agreed that he does have members that have formed a cabal in his administration, and he is actually proud of them. Let's take a look at this video so you can get to understand what he said.
I am proud to tell you that I have cabal. One of the achievements of having cabal is what we are about to commission here. The leader of my own cabal, approved by His Excellency Alhaji Bello, Hajiya Dr. Habiba Tijani Aliu, FCMA, the Accountant General of our dear state. Auditor General is a member of this cabal. The party chairman is a member of this cabal. SA Protocol is a member of this cabal. The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs is a critical member of this cabal. How I wish my own cabal then could perform even 1%.
Johansson is a cabal. Gbenga Borowa is a cabal.
When people say education is a scam, they don't know what they're missing. Try ignorance, and this is what you get for ignorance. It's really, really sad that this is the chief executive of a state and he doesn't know the meaning of a cabal. He's proudly highlighting
That he has
a cabal. He even named the head of the cabal.
But he does have a cabal now.
And then the reference to the former governor who has corruption charges hanging on his neck. I remember when he was sworn in, him and his wife, they were almost kneeling down.
They knelt
down and said, if I give you an instruction,
and he gives you an instruction,
you should follow his order. What do they have on, just the way Governor of Edo State has something on President Tinubu is really, he's more focused on the president's campaign than his own campaign and returning to office.
Again,
what's the level? What level of politicking are we in Nigeria?
It's the kind of politics that we play.
The ball has really dropped.
Have you noticed how? I mean, in the next 10 years, what would it look like?
Exactly.
I'm a bit worried. I'm very worried. The kind of politics that we play in Nigeria is one that is concerning because typically, even if you have a cabal, there are certain things you should not be able to come out and blatantly say. There are things that you should be able to be quoted about.
Or maybe he thinks it's a positive word.
No. It's not like he thinks
he knows
that he has a clique. He has a political clique. He has a political cabal. People that run the things, they look out for each other and they are part of a team. And him and the White Lion are part of this cabal. But because we are a country where, unfortunately, what we see is that actions and loose, careless statements do not have consequences in many scenarios. It has consequences for those in the lower echelon of society. But those at the top can say a number of flippant things and get away with it. It's the same country that Msiolu almost said what he said, and the police were saying, it's
making
excuses for him. So we don't teach people that what they say, that words should be accounted for. You should be made to defend what you say. You should be ready to face it, because just like actions have consequences, words should have consequences. So it's why a number of them can do a lot of things.
It was also in this same country where a former aviation minister told a journalist to shut up.
Yes.
That is he mad? Is he stupid? That is when he was
berating him in front of the whole world.
This man, get out here. And the same man is now an ambassador.
I mean, it's this same country where a sitting governor said ShopRite, Domino's Pizza, and Marketplace, because they had opened in Abia, it was part of his achievement in his administration. Great. Today is an ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right. So for us to
the future
cause
is
this
bright,
change, it has to be. I don't know if it's a new crop of young politicians, but we need people who are interested in making a change, not just staying on the sidelines and criticizing what they're doing. You can't cause a change from the outside. You have to find your way back into the system, or to be a part of the system, and then the more of you there are in there, soon enough we can start to maybe see the change that we desire. Let's see what Nigerians are saying about this on X. If they're excited about the cabal. The thought quality of our leaders has never been this low before now. It was low, but right now it's lower than our oil reserves.
I agree.
What?
I agree for two things, but Olive, go on. I'll mention.
Let's take a few more comments. This is from Perfect Rights. Can we have a few more comments, please? I don't want to get any dealing with Kogi.
Why? Why was
Straight bullet.
Straight bullet.
Kogi
What
girls.
does this have to do with
Blessings
Kogi?
Mosugu is a Kogi girl. Please don't do that.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, Kogi, sorry. Government of the cabal, by the cabals, and for the cabal.
And that is it.
Official Barrister Chris says.
Cabalocracy.
This man is still not aware he is the governor. Apparently not.
No.
You know, he's not aware. Our next comment, Abuja should just take Kogi because that's not his state.
Okay, two things I wanted to say.
Kogi is a local government.
Two things I wanted to
understand.
say. Well, why I agree with that first, which is because one, the governor, we've seen in this administration for the past 2.5 years, we've seen some speeches made with reckless abandon, like freely, and it's way too much. And secondly, the impact is not good because we're laying a foundation that will eventually decide what will happen in years
And
to
the
come.
quality of the discourse in our polity is
We should be
just-
discussing, cerebral. Anyway, let's bring to you our top stories for today on Breakfast
give up.
Central. If
You have
tuned in-
such high expectations.